Imagine starting the entire universe with ... a sneeze. Or was it spit? Welcome to ancient Egypt's take on how everything began. No Big Bang, no divine war, just one God showing up uninvited and doing whatever he wanted. This is scroll and daggerware myths aren't just stories. They're slightly chaotic origin dramas with god-level pettiness. Before pharaohs, hieroglyphs, and tombs, there was ... nothing. Just none. The infinite water of chaos. No sky, no land. It's just the dark. Endless potential of what might be. None was an evil or good. Simply was timeless, boundless, and utterly still. From this stillness emerged Atum, a god who created himself pure will, made form. No mother, no father, no rival. Just a solitary being rising from the waters onto the first mound of earth, known as the Benbun. He came into being not because he was called, but because existence required a spark. In a world of silence, Atum was the first noise, but he wasn't triumphant. He was alone. That loneliness is key. Atum, the first consciousness in the void, looked around and saw only himself. No reflection, no echo, just silence staring back. So he created, not for worship, not out of power, but because silence is unbearable. He drew creation from within, literally. His first act was deeply personal. Atum brought forth to children, Shu, god of air, and Tefnut, goddess of moisture. He created them from his own body. Some stories say he spat them out, others that he sneezed them into being. Either way, these weren't acts of might, they were visceral, strange, almost involuntary. A divine body reacting to the ache of isolation. And Tefnut, the first twins of movement and life, ventured into the boundless waters of none, and then they disappeared. Atum was alone again. This time, the loss hit deeper. He had split his being and sent it into the dark, only to feel the emptiness again worse now, because he knew what it was to not be alone. In desperation, he created the Eye of Ra, an extension of himself, not just to search, but to see, to feel, to find. He gave it his authority, his essence, and sent it after his missing children. The eye traveled far and long through the darkness, a divine sentinel driven by sorrow. When it finally returned, it brought back Shu and Tefnut, and Atum wept. Not out of weakness, but from overwhelming relief. These weren't tears of loss, these were tears of reunion, of restored connection. And from those tears, humanity was born. The Egyptians believed humans were born from divine emotion, not from clay or command. We were not sculpted, we were wept. Every person, they thought, came from that moment of joy and grief, when creation and reunion collided. With his children returned, the next generation of creation began. Shu and Tefnut gave birth to Geb, god of the earth, and Nut, goddess of the sky. Their love was ... intense. They clung to each other in an eternal embrace. The world had shape now, but no space. No day or night, no wind, no breath. So Atum made a painful choice, ordered Shu, his own son, to tear his children apart. It was the first act of divine order through violence. Shu, god of air, pushed Geb down and lifted Nut high above him, forming the dome of the sky. Nut's body arched above, her limbs stretched to the horizon, while Geb lay beneath, flat and fertile, seated with life. Shu stood between them, arms raised, forever separating sky and earth. And in doing so, creating space, time, weather, and seasons. This act of separation wasn't cruelty. It was structure. Breath, distance, the conditions for life. A moment that echoed through Egyptian architecture, where every temple mimicked the vault of Nut above and the stability of Geb below. But creation wasn't finished. From the separation of earth and sky came for more gods: Osiris, Isis, Set, and Nephthys. Gods of life and death, chaos and restoration, loyalty and deception. Each one would play their role in the drama of existence. But for now, they were children in a newly ordered world, a world born from longing, divided by necessity and ruled by rhythm. The myth of Atum isn't just an origin story. It's a philosophy. It tells us that creation is personal. That structure comes at a cost. That every breath you take is made possible by a God who once stood between his own children and held the heavens apart. Egyptian temples echoed these ideas. Ceilings painted with stars representing Nut, floors grounded in stone representing Geb, and every column was Shu, holding the structure upright, forever maintaining the space where life unfolds. And Atum, he fades quietly into the background. He doesn't become king of the gods. He doesn't wage war or demand sacrifice. His role was to start it all, to endure the loneliness, to create meaning out of silence. So to recap, in the beginning, there was water. One god emerged from the depths and created more gods, not with thunder or war, but with breath and moisture, searching and sorrow. He pulled the sky from the earth, cried humanity into being, and birthed a divine family, destined for drama. And that was only the beginning. In the next episode, we explore the rise and fall of Osiris, the beloved king, a murdered god, and the reason the Egyptians believed in resurrection, story of betrayal, rebirth, in one of mythology's oldest courtroom dramas. Subscribe for more stories from the scrolls, where the myths are old but never dull.